Alison.
Hey, what's up, Alison?
Love that. Love the new intro.
That was
It,
nice.
it's everything I wanted.
I told y'all I was cooking something. I
You
told y'all
were.
something.
You were. Thank you, honey. I
Oh,
appreciate that.
you are very welcome. The
Aw,
WNBA All-Star game is upon us. It'll be Saturday in Phoenix, Arizona, but something else is happening a couple of days prior as some practice courts will bear the name of one of the greatest to ever play in the WNBA. Last name, Taurasi.
first name Diana. And
Mm-hmm.
she is the GOAT. She is the GOAT. 20 years in the WNBA. Championships at every level that she's ever played. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you cannot get better. 549 games, 3,271 field goals, 1,415 three-pointers, 2,472 successful free throws. I mean, what else do you want? Oh, yes, 5 Olympic gold medals. Let's just talk about that kind of a career in
Yes, please.
any particular. I mean, the least that Venus can do is name a practice court after her, and
Mhm.
to make it state of the art, as as well as a truly inspirational and incredibly marketable facility for the Phoenix Mercury. I mean, Brian, is there anybody who has done more for the game of basketball
No.
than Diana Taurasi?
I fell in love with Diana
No,
Taurasi and
I love that.
I fell in love with Diana Taurasi and her play at UConn. And I knew she would turn the women's
Yes,
game upside down. She's turned it upside down, flipped it back over, and turned it upside down again in 20 seasons.
exactly. And she did. And, I asked her 10 years ago how long she was going to keep playing. I asked her 10 years ago about this when she and when they visited the Chicago Sky. She said, "Long as my bones are going to carry me." That was, and at 42, she is still killing it. I mean, look at she's still averaging double digits per game. I mean, how many people do that? It's crazy. And I have to say it's good, clean living, and the way that she conditions, the way that she lives her life. That's the only reason why you are playing at 42. And I'd say I couldn't have done that at 42. I couldn't have done that when I was 32 or 22, what she's been doing all these years. You could either, buddy, frankly.
Diana
And that's really good.
Taurasi. Diana Taurasi is one of the main reasons I love women's basketball. Because I had a chance to meet Diana Taurasi in 2014 when Phoenix came to Chicago. And I said then, as long as her jump shot still is good, she's playing for a very long time.
Yeah.
I think her 20th season won't be her last one. I do not think that. As long as she still has a wet jumper, forget it.
She does. Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, you can't get better than what she displays on the court every single time. However, as you know, she's injured right now. There are questions about whether or not she's going to be able to be in Paris at the Olympics. the for this last week and this last stretch before the Olympic break. The Mercury, because of this left leg injury she has, signed who was it? Celeste Taylor for duty. They signed her to a 7-day contract. The question is, I mean, let's face it. She played in the 2021 WNBA championships against this guy with a broken foot. So I'm saying, yep. I'm saying she's going to Paris. I'm not saying what she's going to be able to do in Paris, but I mean, I pray to God that she's able to rest her foot or her leg at least a little bit before the NBA, the basketball gets underway in Paris, because she's going to need some kind of recuperation period for this. The Mercury has not commented on how serious it is. They haven't said anything that would indicate how long they might be out, but we'll see. And I have this sense of Diana not wanting to miss her sixth opportunity to win a gold medal for the United States as the Olympics get underway. I'm just not seeing that.
How many times can you say someone is a 6-time Olympian? You don't say that. You don't say that many times, if at all. A 6-time Olympian.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't know what's going to happen though with her. I hope that it being a critical time for her to heal, I hope that she takes her body into consideration. There was something that Derrick Rose said ages ago that still rings true to me, and that's that he didn't want to be a 50-year-old man at his son's high school graduation getting hobbling down to his seat. And Diana's a mom. She and her wife have a kid, a couple of kids, and what you really want is for a long life, and a long and healthy life, one that is as pain-free as humanly possible. That doesn't always happen with our superstars because they've given it all to the game. So my concern is that Diana take care of herself first. And I know that she is all about the game. I mean, that broken foot, for God's sakes, she still put up amazing numbers in the WNBA championship in 2021. I don't know how she's going to feel at 42. It's going to be a real difficult situation, I think, for her if she doesn't take care of herself. It's just going to be hard. But in the meantime, you've got a real nice way of taking care of her, honoring her, taking care of her legacy. And if you think about it, the floors, the practice floors, or the actual facilities are often named for coaches, but rarely players. Can you think of another one that's named for a player? No, I mean, you've got the Doug Bruno at the Doug Bruno floor at McGrath Arena. You've got Kay Yao floor at in North Carolina, at NC State, but you've got Jimmy V. But to be named as a player, she's never coached a day in her life, but I think that she is considered an honorary coach just for her experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is unprecedented and a truly fitting honor for the GOAT of the WNBA.
You know, I've covered the WNBA basically since its inception, and I started doing it professionally, Alison, when you and I met in 2014 back in Chicago.
Mhm. Right.
And I cannot say how much fun these past 15 seasons that I've covered the league has been for me, especially going to the games and looking around and seeing all the greatness that is around us. And I'll tell you what, some of the players that I've met over the years, Diana Taurasi being one, of course, Candace Parker just walked up to me at USC Pavilion one year. Okay, we were covering girls basketball. No, we were covering boys basketball, as a matter of fact, covering the public league. And then all of a sudden, I get a tap on the shoulder, and my friend looks at me and says, "You know, Candace Parker's behind you." And in the midst of the call, I turn around and my mouth drops.
I love that. Did you know her when she was in at high school in Naperville?
I knew about her and her exploits at Naperville Central. I did some quick research. Then all of a sudden, she's sitting next to me with this big 2-foot smile on her face, and I'm shaking. It takes a lot for me to like really get nervous on an interview, and yet I've interviewed Cliff Levingston and I was shaking in my seat. I shook the hand of the greatest of all time and Michael Jordan and shook in my seat. I met Diana Taurasi. I met Tamika Catchings, and Tamika Catchings and I related like brother and sister before the Chicago Sky at the Rosemont Horizon.
And I said hi to her. I said hi to her in sign language. So I was having known sign language for part of my life. And she was like that to me. So it was great. So I feel you. I feel you. What you're saying, Brian. That's it. And the thing is, if you ever get to a WNBA game, all the players are like that. They're not going to be like, biatches and not come up to you and say, thank you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you coming out. That was a hallmark, by the way, of Elena Della Donna. She was always like, I appreciate you guys coming out. Tell your friends, get them to watch a game because you will be blown away. And that was the whole deal with the WNBA. They've had to work so hard to get to this moment.
And in many ways, they still do.
Yeah.
In many ways, they still do, even though they've gotten more eyes on the game now. They've gotten more eyes on their broadcast. We talked about this a few weeks ago. There's going to be more eyes on them now with the Olympics, with both Rookie of the Year candidates, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, being in the race for Rookie of the Year, and being two of the main reasons why there are more eyes on the WNBA now. We'll get to the All-Star game in just a moment, but there's a note that you gave to me that is so it's disparaging, and that is the pay for athletes for gold medals, silver medals, and bronze medals in the U.S. as compared to other countries like Morocco. I understand why, with these figures that you shot to me of why players leave the U.S. and play for other countries. I understand now. This is sad that the disparity is such.
Yeah. After all, if you made $37,500 if you earn a gold medal in the Olympics and playing for the United States instead of, say, Morocco, where the pay is over 200,000 a year, or a gold medal.
Right.
Or if you earn a silver medal for which you have put in millions of hours of practice and taking time away for your family, you're only going to get 22,500. That's for a silver medal. And for bronze, you can only get 15,000. Now, if you want to play for somebody like Chinese Taipei, you can get over 200. No, wait. There's only a rumor they would not respond to the USA Today's request for disclosing, but the rumor is that the Chinese Taipei athletes are paid $1.5 million for a gold medal.
Wow.
I mean, is it any wonder that I mean, yeah, I'd kill for an invitation to earn that much. I could retire early. I could go off somewhere with Dragon Lev and have a good life.
I think we I think we'd all be able to. I think we all be able to retire early with those kind of figures. Speaking of figures, they're going to put 20,000 people at America West Arena on Saturday. I don't care if the capacity is only 17,300 for an all-star game with this much hype, this much scrutiny, and this much interest. There hasn't been interest in the WNBA all-star game like this in a long time.
Yeah. Oh, it is fabulous. It's the 20th edition of the WNBA All-Star Game. It'll be this Saturday. It starts at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. This is going to be a really fun event. What's more, it's going to benefit a ton of charities, which nobody really knows about because it's not really hyped. But it's going to be a super exciting game because you've got the WNBA All-Stars. This is including Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, who were not selected for the Olympic team. Can I go off on a tangent for just a second?
Please.
Okay. There's a rumor going around, unsubstantiated but possible, that if Diana Taurasi cannot play in the Olympics, it's possible that Caitlin Clark might get the nod to go as an alternate.
Why is she an alternate?
Can you imagine?
Here's my question remains. Why is she an alternate? My original reason for thinking she wasn't selected, and I started thinking, okay, she gets a chance to rest, because if you think about it from a physical standpoint, Caitlin Clark has played ball literally for a year plus, nonstop. I'm thinking, take a break. No, Caitlin's competitive.
Yeah. Caitlin,
competitive.
She's very competitive. I mean, my God, it's an incredible thing that we're having now. But I think there, as we've mentioned before, this is the last dance for a lot of the players that are going. Whether it's Brittany Griner or whether if Diana Taurasi can play, it's more than likely her last dance. You've got to, and these people have also already played together in side by side competition. But I'm going to be in some ways for the WNBA All-Star Game on Saturday. I'm thinking that those WNBA All-Stars, this is their moment. This is their life. I think that they are going to be brutal with the team. I think they are going to say, this is our stand. So you've got Kayla McBride, you've got Derek Hamby, you've got DeWanna Bonner. I mean, all these people were not selected for the Olympics. And hey, Angel Reese. Hey, man, these and the truth is that there are many rounds in the Olympics, and the Olympians that they're playing against, Team USA, have got to do some kind of resting and some kind of preparation. And so to go hard at the WNBA All Stars is going to be a challenge. So,
Mhm.
and by the way, did you see that match on Saturday with Angel and the New
Yes.
York Liberty and the double,
Mhm.
double, double, double team, triple team?
Listen, to borrow the words of the late great Jim Durham, every time Angel was in range, Jim, thank you for this phrase because I use it often during my games. They sent a posse after her.
They did. Takes four people.
They sent a posse after her.
Four elite level players denied her a 16th consecutive double double. Imagine. And, yeah, that's how the game is played. Sour grapes, all that kind of stuff. Okay, fine. But at the same time, she was so close. She was 2 points away from that
Mhm.
double double. How
Yeah.
cruel, how mean, how I'm saying Angel Reese gets retribution at some point in the season. I mean, it's not over between the Liberty and the Sky. So I'm guessing. Yeah, there's
I'll say
going to
this.
be a lot of
I'll say
payment.
this. Think of how the Liberty had a game stolen from them by Caitlin Clark in the favor a week ago. Because
True.
remember, in that game in Indianapolis, Indiana got out to a 15-point lead. New York wiped it out, took a double-digit lead of their own, and yet still lost by 5, 83-78. And Caitlin Clark led the way in that game. And if y'all tune in later this afternoon, there were some comments said to me about that. I'll address those later. So I think, you know what? No, I'll address them here. Let's address them here.
Let's do it.
There are some fans, and I use this for a reason. I use the air quotes for a reason. That said, Caitlin Clark. That said, Aaliyah Boston. The exact sentence. Let me do this right. Because my executive producer, Cole Johnson, who is one of my best friends, wouldn't like me if I didn't do it right. Because I had someone send me a YouTube video that read, quote, Aaliyah Boston carried a subpar Caitlin Clark.
Subpar.
The look on my friend's face after I completed that sentence should tell you every bit of my feelings when someone had the nerve to say that and backed it up by saying that Caitlin Clark's a stat patter. I'm just going to give Alison the floor on those two statements and let her go. Let her rip.
Oh my God. Okay, if subpar is double digit points, high single digits on points, or on assists, maybe not as many 3-pointers as you can usually shoot. Come on. And what's more, she's doing ball distribution a whole lot better than she has been. She is learning the Michael Jordan way of making sure that everybody gets a chance to score. At first, she had to carry that team. Now there's and they're coming up. I would think they're going to at least hit a 500 record this year after an extraordinarily poor start. But it's because she's rising everybody else up to the level that she's playing at. So subpar, I believe it was 15 points she scored in that game. And I'm going, please, this is not subpar. This is Caitlin making others better. Okay? That's what I say to that friend. Let me get my air quotes right.
Yeah, thank you. And I love that I love that you said that.
Yeah.
About what the word team means. Okay?
Yeah.
You know, look, if you want to say Caitlin Clark is subpar, I mean, players can have subpar games and yet still help their team win. Anybody remember June 14th, 1996? Michael Jordan was 5 for 22. 5 for 19, I beg your pardon. Finished with 22 points. Guess what he was holding at the end of the game? A world championship trophy and a finals MVP. If that's subpar, then
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
Any day. It's like what I used to tell my brother who went to Harvard Law School, and he said, he would call me at times and say, "Alison, I think I'm gonna get a C in this class," and I'm going, Roger. If that's failure to you, that's failure at such a high level, and it's going to look like success to every single other person you talk to.
And it's the truth, because my parents established that in me when I was going through school. If I brought a C in the house, I got a finger pointed at me and a good talking to. I took that with me all the way to now.
We have similar parents. It's like, yeah, give me that for failure, okay? It's great.
And we gotta go. Alison Moran joining us as she does every Tuesday for the Token Female. Every episode from this will be located on the Snowman in the Morning YouTube page, as well as our main page at Snowman Multimedia. Thank you very much, my dear. I'm looking forward to the All-Star game and looking forward to your thoughts next week. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, Brian. Good luck. Be healthy, be safe, and enjoy.
Appreciate it.
All righty. Love ya.
Love you too. Thank you.
Bye.